I don't know how much longer you can keep that one wrangled up, Kay.
I know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Okay, I know you're upset, but listen. I did what I thought was right. You know, you did get rabies, and I'm just trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect. All right.
2 years.
You have a long time.
We need tight.
I agree. How about September 10th? We start the hunt. You and Laura Lovelace. Falls count anywhere. You go buck wild. Whew.
Spooky Lou Carvenbarker coming at you with another episode of WrestleRoni. Today's another special one. That's how we do it anymore. Joining me for the broadcast, recently defeated the great Zach Myers in New Kensington. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm a big fan. Let's talk to Honey Badger. How you doing this evening?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. We got you on the show. We're doing fantastic. Big show coming up Friday. You excited?
I am. It's going to be a fun time.
What a crazy matchup. When you look at it on paper, it's fun just to look at. I can't imagine. For real, this is going to be a fun one. It's Honey Badger, Christian Noir against Nurse Micah and Jeff Paul. Jeff Paul World Order, baby. What do you think of those guys?
Yeah, they're impressive from what I've seen a little bit at RSW, and I've been following Nurse Micah's progress, and she's up and coming, so it's definitely going to be a fun time, but it's also going to be interesting with my tag partner.
Exactly. How'd that happen? That's wild to me. How'd that come about?
Well, I think we beat the shit out of each other for so long that we decided to kind of put our differences aside and realize that if we're willing to continue to beat the shit out of each other all over Pittsburgh, we might as well just combine that effort into one.
Oh, okay. I like it. So you guys been beating each other up for the past how long's this go back?
We this kind of started back at Rise Wrestling when it was he was part of the team of Grindhouse and I was on Team Rise, and just something set us off. I don't know if it's that we're both kind of dark feral characters and that just naturally kind of picked ourselves out of the pack. But yeah, we just kind of got into it, and we ended it with a last man standing match that was pretty intense even for me.
Oh hell yeah! And that's on IndieWrestling.us, and I still got my subscription. I'm gonna check that out. Do you remember about when that was?
That would have been back in 2019, a little bit of early 2020,
Cool.
right before everything exploded.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Game changer. I don't know.
Yeah.
The weird way it helped wrestling. I don't know because wrestling kept going. By God, did you have any matches during COVID?
I did not, but I kind of thought that was a sign from the universe that the only way that we weren't gonna basically tear each other to shreds was have a global cataclysmic event that kept me and Noir away from each other.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, damn. You kind of fucked it up for the rest of us.
Sorry, as usual.
Wow, okay. I got to look into this feud. How was that last man standing match for you? Tell me about how you felt before, during the match. How was that?
That was an intense one just because we had gone back and forth, and Noir kind of is very good at mind games and a little more cerebral than anybody else I've really ever worked. But yeah, just it was an intense it was just as intense mentally as it was physically.
I got you. I was looking through your cage match. I saw you had a match with Lady Frost. Big fan of her as well. Can you tell me something about that?
Yeah, she's a phenomenal person and probably one of the hardest workers in the room. She has a long, long history of just going above and beyond. And yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite opponents.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You got to work her. That's great. You've been going since how long did I see? 2017.
2016
Chew.
is when I
Okay.
debuted. But again,
Nice.
I didn't wrestle at all pretty much during the pandemic, so I don't really count those years.
There you go. I got you. Good. Okay. Good way to point that out. But still, you're still going. So, what was it like for you for the pandemic? You're on a roll, kicking ass, and now we're at home and not being able to do that. What was that like for you?
That was rough. Because not only I was kind of coming off of some health issues, and I was
Mm.
really just starting to get like my groove back and really, really kind of rolling, and everything just, got shut off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also kind of rough because I was actually I can't say the name just because there's some things that are still pending.
Okay.
But I was supposed to go home to South Africa with a promotion over there,
Oh wow.
and it was going to be kind of like the biggest thing that I had ever done, and it had a lot of like deeper connection with me, and that just halted everything.
That sucks, man. Well, you said still pending, so cool. Let's hope. You know, believe me, anything can happen. I see Lawrence has joined us running late as usual. Lawrence, the great honey badger, talking about her career going into the pandemic. How we doing, Lawrence?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm sorry I was late, but I lost track of time. I was outside playing wall ball with Zach Wild. It was fucking crazy. I'll tell you about that.
You're an idiot.
What's up, Honey Badger?
What's going on? I shouldn't even say hi to you for you were late. You were late after
Oh my
hanging out with
god!
my recent opponent.
Oh man, it's gotta be
Mm-hmm.
like that, man. I was out playing wall ball. I'm making tea. I'm trying, guys. I'm in here. Please forgive me. I will be punctual the next time you show up because that's the key. When you come in once, you got to come back. Okay.
Oh, oh, for sure, definitely. We're gonna. Yeah, we only got an hour with you tonight. We invite everybody back. You're coming back, so I mean, hopefully all goes well. I'm sure it will. Well, okay. So we got the pandemic. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear it. Shut her down, Lawrence. She didn't wrestle. I get it. I stayed.
Mhm.
It's crazy because pandemic. Right before that, I quit my job. Boom, pandemic hits. I don't want to go out in public, and so I get it. I'm still home from the pandemic.
Oh, damn.
I'm still home. Yeah, so I'll get a job one day doing a podcast. So I feel the pandemic. So how did you feel? We're coming out of the pandemic. When did you make your return?
At first I was just trying to kind of acclimate to the new. I felt like there was kind of a whole new vibe or atmosphere to wrestling, like post pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were like, we could have been doing this the whole time, and there were other people that wanted to think of others,
Yep.
and it was weird. It was hard to kind of be like, yeah, like let's get back to normal life, while at the same time, it's like you don't want to be that person. But so yeah, that was tough. So I kind of was slipping around, the locker room of Rise, which is my home company here,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of the ring called me back,
Gotcha.
and I was
Got.
like, okay, and I like was got in shape because I was one of those people who spent the entire pandemic sitting around doing nothing, thinking I was doing my civil duty, and that caught up to me pretty quick. So that was intense getting back into shape. Um, but yeah, I was like, it's time. Let's get back into it.
Got you. I feel like I say I'm one of those people. I definitely got fatter. Oh my goodness. Like I say, I'm still sitting here living the pandemic, so I totally get it. Maybe I'll go out and do something since you've made such a hell of a comeback. That's crazy. So, what was the first match you had back? Do you remember? I'm sure you remember.
I worked Scarlet at a tattoo convention.
Oh, yeah, okay. Tell us about that.
hmm That was different. Never really. I've never done like I've done a Comic-Con before,
Nice.
like a Techo type, anime con.
Nice.
But this was a little bit different. It being like in this, huge, uh, essentially warehouse. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was good. It made me realize how, still out of shape I was. So it kind of raised the bar and
Yeah.
put on the pressure. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was good.
Yeah, and Scarlett ain't one to fuck with. Your first match back. I know you've had some wars with Scarlett too. How do we feel about Scarlett nowadays?
She's, she's a beast. It's one of those things of I love going toe to toe with her, but I know it's gonna hurt. But it's a good hurt.
I got you. Hell yeah, you guys have had some classics, honestly. Congrats to you. Lawrence, I'm sure you got a question. Fire away.
Well, I was going to throw out there the fact that whenever you wrestle Scarlett, you always got to be on the lookout for Johansson too. 'Cause Johansson could come out anywhere, bro.
hmm
God.
Actually, no, I had a question because when I popped in late again, sorry to you guys, but I heard you say you're originally from South Africa.
Correct. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can you go into that a little bit, like what life was like growing up there and shit like that?
I was honestly adopted when I was a very small baby, so
Okay.
I really don't have any specific memories. But yeah, like I said, that was like the biggest disappointment was it was going to be kind of like my first opportunity to go back, and yeah, I was pretty heartbroken when that
Oh, that
happened.
sucks. A match that was scheduled that fell through for one reason or another because of the pandemic or something, or
Yeah.
Yeah, it was essentially I had accepted an offer, and then pretty much we were in the middle of the pandemic, but I think we were in that stage of like when we thought it was just going to be like spring summer
Mm,
break and
right.
back to normal. So yeah, it was kind of like, oh yeah, when things open up, and then we never opened up no matter what changed. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's why I can't get into too many details because there is technically something pending, but
Okay.
it was, to feel like you had to get ready for that was a huge, huge weight
Gotcha.
to bear.
Gotcha.
I'm
As far
sure.
as questions on my end, I'll probably need a little time to get acclimated here to the podcast and
Yeah.
kind of think of
Yeah.
something. But I did want to let you know that, as I pretty much will tell everyone that I've seen in RSW, highly impressive. The first time I got a chance to watch you, of course, I didn't watch it live, but I got to watch you on the podcast, was the New Ken show. Wanted to know what was it like going up against Mad Dog, and had that been a first, or had you guys ever faced or crossed paths before?
No, this was kind of just, Mad Dog, meets
Mhm.
Feral Badger, and it was just
Right.
bound to happen. Again, I think those energies just, call you towards certain opponents.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah! Like excellent match, excellent match.
Oh yeah. That was a fun one. And have you done other intergender matches?
Yeah, I will fight anybody. I've,
Nice.
I've stood toe to toe with, Bulk Nasty, and if you know who that is, that's not somebody to like snicker at whatsoever.
Ooh.
Um, so
Mm.
yeah, I've gotten in the ring with TME, Duke
Oh
and
shit.
Gannon.
Okay.
Me and Keith Hott were an intergender tag team for a little bit, and we had some fun in that one. That one's also on indiewrestling.us. You should check that out.
Nice. Awesome. I
Oh,
will.
I got a suggestion. Would you get in the match and beat the traitor out of Zeke Mercer?
Yeah.
Can you beat the shit out of Zeke Mercer for being a traitor to the fans? That'd be great.
I can't tell you how many requests like that are in my inbox all the time. It's just this was even before
Oh wow,
his
wow.
betrayal. So now they're like doubled.
Mm. Mm.
Man, I'm sorry. You got a list, it sounds like. Damn. But yeah, we do want Zeke Mercer taken out. Fuck Zeke Mercer.
Mm.
But quite impressive. What's going to happen this Friday if you happen to cross paths with Jeff Paul? He's tall.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
He plays wall
Badgers
ball.
Badgers are pretty smart. We're pretty clever, so I'll find a way.
That's such an intriguing match. I can't wait to see that one. Well, as far as Honey Badger, so where's Honey Badger come from?
You took
Um,
my question, Spooky.
Uh huh.
Damn.
yeah, Honey Badger's just kind of tapping into that raw feral spirit that's within all of us. You know, we just have to, stomp it down and, carry on, in these meat suits with trying to be happy with this 9 to 5 and you think you're getting benefits and just all that other programming. And, Honey Badger just is not afraid to strip all that away. And it's just, strongest survive.
Hell yeah. Okay. I dig that. Yeah, I need some more of that.
Badger.
Yeah.
Know what they say about honey badgers? In case you didn't know, Spooky, well, I'm sure Honey Badger knows. Honey badgers just don't care, bro.
We don't
Honey
give a
badger will just
fuck.
fuck you up. They'll fucking fight snakes, bro. They don't give a fuck.
Okay, so where's that that has to come from somewhere. So let it out. Let it out. Let us know.
So, some of that because everything serious in my life is also a huge joke. Um, some people might recognize that of a certain age range. That was like an old E-bombs world. Like we're talking about the foundations of the internet of the cesspool that it is today.
Yeah.
Like we we ran so y'all could we walked so y'all could run back in the day of when the internet was truly just that was the real wasteland.
Well, hang on. Not all of us was benefiting from your walking. I was one of those people walking right along with you, Honey Badger.
Oh yeah, we're all
Yeah,
oldies.
it was old just like E-bombs like stupid little song with a like terrible like MS Paint
Mhm.
animation, and it was just this guy going badger 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 mushroom mushroom, and I was like,
Oh shit.
oh okay, that's a bop. Bring that back.
Okay. And oh man, your theme music. Oh my goodness, Badger, Badger, Badger. That's wild as hell. That really adds to it. The whole deal. Because not to tell the people too much, but I see you backstage. Nice young lady comes out just boom. There's got to be some switch you hit. Totally different person I saw.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being able to tap into that is that bell rings and it really is it's lights out. I'll be back.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, you, it's real and it's wild as hell. I love it. Lawrence, did you come up with another good question?
No, because you stole the one I had, you ass.
Well, that's how it works around here. That's how it works.
And I was even thinking about that actually when I was out there playing wall ball. Zach Wild.
Jeez, oh whiz. You gotta get your shit together. Shit.
Yeah, I'll come. I'll think of something. But yeah, I actually was kind of curious about that too. Plus, I kind of wondered too, like a honey badger. Also, when you think if you separate the two and you think honey is kind of sweet, and you got badger is kind of ferocious, would you consider yourself kind of like a split as far as like the honey side and the badger side? Is there sweetness to you and then an anger to you?
I think there's definitely a division um
Okay.
that's simultaneously unified.
I got you. I mean, we're on Discord. Look at your profile picture, and then look at you when you come to the ring. So
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you go when you're in there. You went with Zach Myers. Like I say, can't wait for the next show in New Ken. How's the RSW locker room? How's the RSW experience been for you?
Oh, they're a good bunch of boys and gals. yeah, it's definitely, there's a reason I keep coming back and hope to be there more.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. That me and Lawrence both know awesome people and so talented.
Mhm.
I'll say it on every podcast because I mean it. It's the truest words ever spoken. What a bunch of good dudes. So they've been welcoming to you as well. What was when you first came, what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was just nice to, like something that, as a female wrestler, I appreciated was, I knew a couple people, but everybody in that locker room, I always felt safe. I always felt respected. Um, and it's just like nice to be acknowledged like a regular human being. So yeah, they're a good bunch.
That's good to
They
hear.
can be part of the Badger tribe. Approved. Badger approved.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. And that in your home promotion, Rise is a big deal, Lawrence. They've been around for a while. They've put their place in indie wrestling. They've earned their spot. What's it like up there in Rise?
Oh yeah, great bunch of people. Brandon Kay, that's his company. He's my trainer. I was originally trained by him and Crusher Hansen.
Mhm.
But Quinn Magnum and Chris LaRusso also had a pretty decent hand in my training too.
Mhm.
But I was kind of the runt of the litter. Like it took me kind of almost like 2 cycles to get it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been very fortunate to do a lot of seminars, and Rise has always been there and always welcomed me home. So yeah.
That's awesome. And they have a hell of a product, very solid promotion. You couldn't be with
Didn't
better folks.
Zeke just wrestle there, Spooky, or he's about to? What I saw on Twitter.
Zeke, you say?
Yeah, isn't he supposed to be wrestling for Rise?
Is he? I don't know. Is he Honey Badger? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Has he
Pretty
in the
sure I saw
past?
something in Twitter about it.
Okay.
He's been there before, so if he is ready for more ass whooping,
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
there's vacancies.
Good.
He definitely needs some more ass whoopings.
Definitely whoop his ass. We need to find out who's fighting. I'll message him. Whoop his ass. Fuck Zeke Mercer. Sorry, we shouldn't have brought up Zeke's name. Gets us all fucking heated. Did you happen to see what happened in Monongah, Honey Badger?
I did. I was kind of sneaking around. Yeah, that was pretty shocking. There was a lot of shocking things that happened, and I've seen a lot of shit.
That's right. You were sneaking around, Lawrence. Did you know she was there?
I didn't know you were there.
I didn't either till Tim
I'm that
told me.
good. That animal instinct. I'm
Damn.
like, I could sneak around.
How funny! No, I
Damn.
saw you sitting there. I was like, well, we got Journey Burke and we've got Evelyn Sage. So maybe it's one of their friends. And I saw you in New Ken too. So I guess next time in New Ken we need to properly introduce ourselves to each other. I think I did introduce myself in New Ken. So
I'm pretty sure you did too. Yeah.
yeah, okay, but yeah. Sorry about Monongah. I wasn't ignoring you. I
No,
wasn't.
you're good.
You
Like
was,
I
you
said,
was in
I'm
stealth
that
mode.
good.
She was so good. She was in stealth mode, bro. You couldn't even see her ass.
Yeah, and I'm
And
asking her.
I look forward to meeting you in person someday as well.
Awesome.
I'll try not to be late.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Let's get back on track. So, we're talking about Rise. Let's take it back a few steps. What was it that clicked in you and you was like, I've got to wrestle. I'm getting into wrestling.
That's it's kind of a crazy story. So I mean, I had grown up on wrestling,
Mhm.
with my brothers and my dad. So that was always like a staple, you know, in the family.
Mhm.
And when I got older, and I also used to have a small part on a horror host show in Pittsburgh called the It's Alive show.
Oh no, I love horror host
Oh
And
shows.
shit.
We got to go into that later. Remind me. Yeah, I
Mhm.
want to hear more about that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. Um and we were on the same TV station on Verizon
Okay.
as a local wrestling promotion.
Mm.
And basically, what I said was like, well, let's try to see if we can cross promote each other, and maybe do a collab. And in discussing that um, with the wrestling promotion, they said, oh, by the way, we have a school. You should come down to a show and check it out. And I thought about it, and I just was like, yeah, I'm gonna try out, and barely made it through my tryout. um, I kind of wish that is like one regret, is I wish I would have taken my physical health and put in, like the work outside of training days. I wish I would have done that from the beginning. I wish I would have like pushed through that uncomfortability. Because I think I could have done a lot. I've gotten away with some pretty cool things, for as little effort as I put in those first couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine what I could have done if I would have like just taken it more seriously and done all the things that my trainers were screaming to do outside the ring.
Well, I'm sure we're dying to hear about this connection with the horror stuff, because look at the host's name. It's not spooky for a reason. You know what I mean?
I got to hear about the journey too. She says you've went to the, you've done the tryouts and everything, and
yeah, and yeah, Brandon, and oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, if he listens to this, oh my God, he's been so mad this entire time.
Uh-oh.
I completely blanked, and I literally had so many people with hands in my training. The one I adore the most, I'm sorry, but Dean Radford was also a big hand in my training, and he's become a mentor all through my years. He's seen me in every up, every down. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to mention him in the beginning. Oh my God, he is going to kick my ass. But yeah, I totally lost. I'm like so embarrassed that I forgot him in the beginning that I like can't even I don't even know where we were.
That's fine. I get it. You put him over.
Oh, wait, no, I remember now. Okay, I knew it would come around. It's like a lazy Susan. You just got to give it its full rotation. It'll land back in the groove. There's like one groove up there. It'll land in there if you just give me a second. But
We're rocking and rolling now.
Yeah, and I just, I made it through training, and I just, eventually stuck to it. And then I was like trying to figure out, who this, extension of me, this character was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing was, I was watching a documentary about honey badgers.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, and the person I was with watching it at the time was like, that's you. You're a honey badger.
Okay.
Like, you're from South Africa. Like, you're insane and feral and talk about, alphas. Like, that's you. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I just found my spirit animal.
Nice.
You sound like a character. Like the more it sounds like you're quite the character to know. Growing up, like, what was your teenage years like? You sound like it's pretty wild. Was you having a good time? Was you getting in fights? What was you doing?
Oh yeah, just chaotically rolling through your teen years as everyone does.
Fair enough. Same here. I get it. Let's go back to the
but
horror. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, but no, like that was the thing when I was growing up with wrestling. Like that's what always stood out to me. Was like the storylines, and especially the stories with great characters. That's really what like stood out. Like obviously the people like The Rock and Austin, who still were very memorable like personalities. Like they were cool, but like the big over the top loud characters and personalities, like that's what would always like I couldn't wait to watch again.
Okay, so yeah, you got the bug like the rest of us. I get it. Well, we got to go into the horror host before I let Lawrence fire another question. So
Sure.
I assume you must have been a horror fan. I love horror. I watch the Monster Channel constantly because it's just one horror host channel after another. When I was growing up in Pittsburgh, it was I think Friday Night Frights with the Spooky Spectre, I believe. We got Pittsburgh TV, but I always watched that, and I wish I would have recorded it on my VCR because it was such a fresh show. How did you get into this horror host madness?
Yeah, I was just a huge horror fan too. Went to a couple zombie fests that were here in Pittsburgh. Um,
Nice.
just, checking out horror cons and just kind of realizing that there was this community, and like just liking all these, like I like all the old school ones, the originals. I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm a hard sell on that one.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, I love actually more. I love B horror. Like if
Yes.
it's almost like bad, I want to
Oh
watch it
my.
more and more and more. Like Hell House LLC is my like secret like
No
that's
shit.
my favorite one. That one is
No shit. It scared me for no shit. Look at this, Lawrence. Oh
Oh,
shit.
dude.
This
I'm just
podcast
going to
going
back out and watch the beauty of this because, I love my horror too, but you talking about like Lucio Fulci and all this crazy B movie shit. This is all y'all. I'm just going to sit back and listen to this magic.
and
yeah.
Trauma. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
you love
If it's
Trauma.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Evil Dead,
Oh yeah.
Army of Darkness,
Oh
all
yeah.
that. Oh, so good. But like the old like slasher classics, like the original Halloweens, like cannot be touched in my opinion.
Oh
Like
shit.
I've seen all the versions and there's ones you leave on because you have like basic cable and there's literally
Yeah.
nothing else on, but you're doing 10 things around the house. That's like one type of horror movie. And
Mm.
then there's like, oh yeah, it's October 1st. We're starting with, like Texas Chainsaw
Oh my
Massacre or,
god. I do the same
Friday the
thing. I
13th.
even keep track of it anymore. I see how many I can watch. I busted them
Hmm.
out this year. Like I busted them out. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a nut.
There's certain ones that are sacred to October and I really, really try not to watch throughout the year. But there's
Yes.
other ones to like get me through. But it's like pretty much those last couple weeks of September for me, all the way up to the day before Thanksgiving is just like that's actual Halloween.
Yes. I do it all October. Nice. My two favorites this year, Terrifier 2 and Deadstream. Those were fucking phenomenal. Did you see them? And what'd you think?
I did see Deadstream. Yeah, that was decent.
Have you seen Terrifier 2?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh no, Honey Badger, you was doing so good. No, you was schooling it. You. This is like a must. This is Spooky Lou. I thought I was a horror host. I did. I think 10 episodes of Movie Madhouse. So it's coming from me. You must see these movies. It starts with Tales from Halloween, and it was like one of the three shorts in Tales from Halloween, and it's phenomenal. I highly recommend
Oh,
it.
okay. Like one of those continued.
Pretty much, they add more every time you see Art the Clown. There's more lore and stuff. It's crazy. It's just a short and Tales from Halloween. Then Terrifier. It's like it doesn't give you too much backstory. It's just him
Oh,
killing.
okay, I know what you're talking about now. I don't know what I thought I heard earlier, but yeah, those are, oh my God, that's like that right there is an example of a movie that has the most, like if you wrote that movie, I'm sure that script was ridiculous in the simplicity.
Yeah.
But like that's the point of good movie making
Yep.
is it's I mean, you have a silent character
Mm-hmm.
that makes it work and like intriguing and you want more of it. Like he's so creepy and
Mm-hmm.
he's so unnerving, but you can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Like that's when I'm like, okay, this is a good movie. And
Yep.
it has nothing fancy. Some of the acting's even like really teeter in that line of, of B, but
Mm-hmm.
like it works. It's enough to keep me going.
Yeah. Those
Yep, yep,
movies.
Lawrence just regretfully declined to even jump into this conversation. Continue.
It was good, and like I say, I watched a ton I didn't like the new Hellraiser. I'm like you. I don't like the remakes that much.
Oh, I
Sometimes
didn't even. Oh my god, I didn't even give that a shot.
Oh, can I jump in for 1 second
have
on
at
something
it,
though?
man.
I'm gonna have to say because I love me some horror too. Not quite so like B grade shit that you like to
I
watch.
watch D
But can
grade
we
shit, bro. I watched
listen?
Killer Pile of Shit. I forget what it was called, but it was fucking great. But go ahead.
But can we at least agree? I
Monsterd. Monsterd's what
no.
it was called. Monsterd.
Oh
It was
yeah, I remember you
phenomenal.
saying that. Yeah.
Okay, go
Can we
ahead.
always at least agree? The first one, at least, the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween was pretty fucking good.
I like the second one too, so whatever.
Okay.
I
What
like
do you
it.
think, Honey Badger?
50-50.
Okay.
You can kill it
Uh,
if you want to.
I
Butcher it.
kind of liked, you got to see more. I'm all about like a backstory.
Yes.
Right.
Like I love an origin story. Like I'm a sucker
Yep.
for it, even for the most like dumbest character. I'm still like, okay, how did we get here? Like give
Right.
like show me the plots on the map, how we got here. But I am just Rob. I feel like Rob Zombie flew too close to the sun, and he has just disappointed. I don't know. I don't know how you go from House of a Thousand Corpses with a fucking killer cast,
Yeah.
and again, like return to like a very old style of movie making
Mm-hmm.
in an era that it really should not have worked at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then the backstory with making that movie is so insane. Like
Yeah.
so much footage lost from it bouncing back and forth between Universal and Lionsgate and just like
Right.
oh my god, so much. It's insane. Like we were robbed of that. But yeah, but there's some things he's been doing, like the Munsters thing. I was sick to my stomach because that series was near and dear to me as a child
No
growing up
doubt.
on TV Land and Nick at Night, if anyone knows what those things are.
For sure, we
But
do.
that was like comfort, like comfort. That was a weighted blanket for me.
Okay.
And I just I didn't even give it a shot because I love Rob. I was glad I didn't hate Three from Hell, but it was a stretch even for
Yeah, you
someone
can
like me who
see what.
loves
Yep.
those movies. Like it was such a stretch and it just
Yep.
kind of little bit different. And I'm just like, oh my god, Rob, please just stop. Please stop making terrible movies just to keep your paychecks going to your friends and your wife. Like
Oh
Yeah.
no.
yes, we understand you are obsessed with your ridiculously hot wife. Yes, we
Right.
understand. I don't
Yeah.
need 12 more movies until she's like dehydrated. And you're
Right.
still gonna he's still gonna find a way to put her as like lead sexy female when she's like 104 and like dehydrated on strings.
You know
Like
what
Wait,
yes,
isn't she
like
already?
yes, Rob, she's hot. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay, there's your titties again. Yep. Oh, she's doing the creepy hot laugh. Okay, Rob, thank you. All right, we got it. Oh, another one. All right, well we'll give okay. And just we never left that cycle.
But
Well, WrestleRonians, you heard it here first. Honey Badger says, Rob, I like some of your films, but fuck your Halloween.
damn. But hey, if I can chime in, good for Rob Zombie, man. He killer music. When House of a Thousand Corpses came out, listen, it was in Morgantown. That's about 45-minute drive, and I went to first night it opened. Boom, loved it. Next, probably the next week, took a group of people up to see it. I think I went to see that movie 3 or 4 times and took different people with me to make them watch it. My dad, my old cranky ass dad, still watches House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Has them on DVD. Might pop them in at any time. So good for Rob Zombie. Just milk it all you can, man. You've earned it. You've done your thing. We love your music.
Oh, for sure.
And
He's
his
the killer
music sucks
musician.
now too. He's still pumping.
Yeah, his music is fantastic. Like I'm like, all right, you already got one in the bag.
No doubt. But no, I get it. And I even like was it Lords of Salem? Something Salem.
I didn't hate Lords of Salem. It just felt I hate a 0 to 60 like. But it would in the opposite. Like his movies are sometimes the opposite. It's like all this information, all this stuff. Where like that's almost why you have to like give a lot of Rob Zombie's movies like a couple watches, because there's so much tucked in, like Easter eggs, and just it's going so fast in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
I feel like by the time we get to the end, is that we've been going so fast for so long that the end is like not satisfying.
Okay. And you were talking about traditional Halloween movies that you only do during Halloween. One of my Halloween movies, y'all's gonna fucking think I'm an idiot, but one of my Halloween movies is 31. I might be the only person on earth that likes it, but I watch it.
Hey,
Did you
like
What's
the
that?
things you like, man.
Did you
What's
watch
that one
31?
about?
That's
That's a good.
another Rob Zombie shitter. Did you see it, Honey
Mm.
Badger?
No, I think I got a couple. I think I got only so far, and I just was out. I had to tap.
So you tapped out, so you haven't watched Monsters or 31. You tapped out on Rob Zombie, huh?
No, I think I got maybe 15, 20 minutes into 31 and I tapped.
I
And then
understand.
I just saw photos of the Munsters remake and was like, I can't open that. It's like an Ark of the Covenant. If I open that, there's nothing left for me here.
Wow.
Oh God.
Hey, the Munsters remake, I watched it and I actually really enjoyed it. Here's my problem with it. Like, I'm enjoying this ride we're on, and he made it fun. It's corny as hell. And then all of a sudden it's just over. It was nuts. Like, I thought like we were in the middle of the movie. There's no end to it. It's if it hadn't have done that, I would have really liked it. I liked it, but I like everything.
Well, right, and that's how I feel like his movies have gone since Devil's Rejects.
Mm-hmm.
Like Devil's Rejects was so intense by the end, and then to have like this literally like skidding, throwing on the e-brake stop, and it's just like and scene,
Yeah.
and I
And
was just and that's kind of how I felt with the first Halloween too, and I was just like, oh.
and no more good Rob Zombie movies.
Hey, I'm not saying he can't try again. He's just not. You're only as good as your last gig.
There you go. Good way of putting it.
So you got to be careful.
She tapped out on Rob Zombie. That's funny because I understand. I so understand it because I watch the movies and they are shit, but I enjoy them somehow. I
Hey,
guess.
then that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
I love my horror movies. My horror movies. John Carpenter's my dude. I wish he'd make another movie someday. Who's your dude, Rich? Who you like in horror movies?
I really like John Carpenter a lot.
Yeah.
Classic Halloween. So many of them that I could stomach. I'm not going to sit here and say I've seen every one of them because I haven't. I think I left off at like, I don't know, fucking 7 or something. And to be honest, when you say about you wish he'd make another movie, you know what? I'd like to see him make, because my personal all-time horror film is The Thing,
Yeah, dude.
and I'd love to see him make a remake of that.
They did make a remake about 10 years ago.
Yeah, they did, but not really. I mean,
And,
I watched that Thing remake. I mean, it was okay, but it can't touch the classic.
and hell, John Carpenter's Thing is a remake of The Thing. So, yeah, hell, remake it again. Why not?
You can't. I don't know. I agree with Honey Badger that for the most part, you just gotta leave shit alone. You can't fuck with it. Like, it was good to begin with. Leave it be. When you go back in and try to like move pieces around and try to like add too much shit and remove too much shit, it just doesn't make it the same movie. To me, like it can't touch the original.
Exactly, and that's why I love B horror, because it's all these new ideas and new things, and it's directed this way instead of that way, and all these crazy concepts and monstered. So that's why I'm about my indie horror and indie wrestling. Look at wrestling too. Let's compare that. Instead of remaking and stuff, you get on the indie level, you got crazy ideas, you got crazy concepts. Well, Honey Badger, what's indie wrestling like to you? How do you look at the scene?
Well, I've always said that indie wrestling is my favorite abusive ex-boyfriend.
Oh, how's
Oh,
that?
wow.
Because it's an up and a down. I will say, I am so grateful for every moment of indie wrestling, because I definitely know if I hadn't stepped out of my comfort zone and done something as crazy as like, yeah, I'm gonna get in the ring and learn, let people beat the shit out of me.
Right.
I don't think I would have met any of those people in any sort of, I don't know if there would have been an overlap somewhere.
I
So for
got
that
you.
part, I'm like super grateful, and like the things I've done and like the people that I still talk to that are like life, I'm pretty sure are going to probably be like, as long as they're meant to stay on the path with me, friends. But
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, there is just so much filth in the underground still that like sometimes you just look at it, it's like that's why I ache for the void.
Tell us more.
And people
I
like
won't.
Zeke
I
Marshall,
won't.
who's that you want to beat, right?
Right. Yeah, that's like surface level dirt.
Okay.
But no, it's like anything in life. It's a double edged sword. There's fantastic times and there's not fantastic times, but it is created a lot of great memories in my life.
I got you. Well, let's go into that then. The, Tell me about your worst not so fantastic time and your best fantastic time. Let's talk about this double edged sword.
I would say that I've gotten in the ring with some really impressive athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this was like, I unfortunately just never, had any discipline before this real past like year and a half,
Okay.
like coming out of the pandemic. And I never had like the drive or, like understanding, everything you had to put into it in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning.
Okay.
So I was going in way out of my league with some like I've faced Tessa Blanchard.
Oh
Um,
shit.
I've faced Ray Lynn.
Oh.
Amazing and I can't even tell you how many amazing um, male athletes I've wrestled in the
Okay.
ring.
Mm.
Again, Duke Davis. I've very lightly scuffed around with Lee Moriarty.
Oh shit,
Um,
my dude.
like I said, I've gotten in there with Bulk Nasty, and just amazing athletes. Um, but almost every time that I had those like out of my comfort zone matches, they've not all gone great in my opinion. But I'm super critical of my work. Um, but yeah, like some of those were like wake up calls of like, oh wow, like I need to get it in gear. Like I need to train harder. I need to do something different because I just kind of got humbled and now I need to shut the fuck up and get to work.
Yeah.
And it, it's just unfortunately with me in the past, it would like be good for a while and then I get discouraged. And, that thing that plagues a lot of people is, you get discouraged, you get down and you let that kind of just start spiraling down the drain, and that just went back and forth and back and forth. But yeah, no, like coming out of the pandemic, I'm pretty excited to see what I can do because, like I said, I've done pretty cool things. I worked for the women's company. It's not unfortunately not active anymore, but Rise with an I,
Okay.
women's
Yeah.
wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of really cool stuff there and got to do that was like one of my first big seminars I did with Gail Kim,
Nice.
Bill DeMott,
Mm-hmm.
and gosh, what's his name? Who's the other big guy at TNT? I cannot remember his name right now because it's blanking me. But anyway, got to obviously kind of share a locker room with people like Rosemary and, Havoc and just these people that literally were like, you're who I study, like
Yeah.
you're who I look up to. And you're like trying so like, thank God my trainers were like taught me like, stop being a mark. You got like, it's once you've kind of pulled back the curtain, we can't roll it back.
Yep.
So thank God that they pounded into me about, just being respectful and shutting the fuck up and keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Please do that to my fellow greenhorns. Please just shut the fuck up. You would be amazed at how much easier your life gets when you just shut the fuck up. Like people will give you the answers. You won't even have to ask for them. It's
Yep.
really it's an amazing superpower that nobody talks about. is when you shut the fuck up, information can enter your smooth brain and make another groove. But before it can do that, it can't do that with the vibrations of your mouth moving. So that's why you have to then shut the fuck up.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it.
Hey, let me just say this, Honey Badger. I'll tell you that in the last couple of podcasts, I've kind of like just listened real intently and what our guests are saying, and I think you once again, like previous guests, have just given an idea for the title of this podcast.
Okay,
I think you
what's
should
up?
just shut the fuck up.
Hey,
That's
I'm telling you, y'all are gonna be amazed. You're all gonna be amazed at how much easier your life gets.
no, hey,
It's fantastic. I promise you, it's a superpower. And then you walk around and you have this superpower that other people don't know about, and you're
I love
learning
it.
much because you're not talking, you're listening and absorbing.
hey,
She sounds pretty passionate about it. I think that's the title, bro. I think
shut
that
the.
should be the title.
No,
Shut the fuck up.
it's good advice. I was listening to it because exactly what she said. Because hey, I had my learning experience this week, and I'm still super Mark. I'm brand new behind the curtain, and I met Madman Fulton, and I had one of those moments. I was the most handsome man I ever saw in real life, just dressed up perfect, not like you see on TV. Just woo, my God. And I was super Mark, and I'm going to take that advice. Just shut the fuck up and introduce myself. I mean, I wasn't like, man, oh, man, Fulton, man, oh, I saw you on Revolver and you was doing this, and oh, I remember when you was in NXT. No, I was cool, but I'm still super Mark
No,
going to these
and
shows.
it's hard, especially like, that first time you're like, oh, like I know for me, like meeting wrestlers, like before I was in the business was like, oh my God, you're a real person. You're not
Yeah.
like a
Mm,
movie character that like
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really
mm,
exist. you know, like it's hard for that. But remember, like there are people too. Like
Yep.
I get it. Like fans want that it's all about the selfie. It's not about like the memory. It's like now all about
mm,
the selfie. And if I don't document it, it didn't happen. So
Yep.
mm,
I gotta focus on that more than actually just like absorbing this other human's presence.
Oh
But
my.
it's
mm,
like remember, guys, like yeah, it's like really fucking cool. Like if you stalk, the airport to see the Undertaker get off, but like that motherfucker's in a hoodie. He's fucking
mm,
tired. He's like not even conscious. Like just that's not the time to be like, oh my God, let me tell you how you've helped me since age 6 and also take a photo with me, even though
mm,
anybody within any type of entertainment business knows that like if you're flying in from somewhere, you are on the move. You are like, I have
mm,
to be somewhere at a most specific time.
Yeah. Oh, people are crazy
mm.
nowadays, and it's not just nowadays. That shit with airports and hotels, fans been doing that. It's crazy.
It's like,
Yeah.
do it if you want to, but just remember, like, that's a person too. Like,
Yep.
think about how you are first thing in the morning when you got to be up early for work.
Mm.
Do you want some stranger coming up to you, like, talking 90 miles an hour? Think, like, put yourself in their shoes. Like, just, give them a break a bit.
Honey Badger over here dropping
Mm.
knowledge on these snowflakes tonight.
Knowledge bombs.
Thank God. We're going to
Hey,
start a
hey,
podcast.
snowflakes don't survive in the Kalahari Desert.
Oh, fuck.
Mm. Hey,
I
I do
love
have
it.
a question for our esteemed guest.
Do it.
I got a double question for you.
Double.
Hit me.
All right. So, um, have you ever, or are you currently, or have you ever been in a tag team? And if the answer is yes or no, regardless, is there anyone in particular that you see, whether it be RSW roster, Rise roster, any other promotions you work for, male or female, that you're like, man, I think we could do some good shit together?
Um, yeah, I'm all about, like I said, I'm all about single beatings, like one-on-one ass beatings. I'm all about
Mhm.
like a couple motherfuckers just getting in the ring and kicking the shit out of each other. Like I'm always down for that. So it doesn't matter if I have a tag partner. Um, as long as they don't get in my way, we're all good.
Mhm.
Don't try to tame the badger. It's never gonna work.
Mhm.
You're just gonna end up getting bit too. But Like I said, I have my match coming up with Noir, and it's going to be real interesting to see how we mesh. Keith Hott, I had a lot of fun with him. Tag teaming for a while. We were the tag team of Honey Bear.
Okay, yep.
And yeah, Keith was a fantastic tag partner. Just like with I don't know if it was the pandemic or what happened, but he got his boy Voxy now.
Okay.
But he's still doing great things. Yeah, Keith was probably one of my favorite tag partners.
And Rich, we was talking Christian Noir. They used to beat the shit out of each other. They've had quite the feud, and they're tagging Friday, New Kensington. First time they're going to tag up, so it'll either work out and we got a great tag team on our hands, or shit could happen and they're fighting each other again. Anything can happen.
You never know.
RSW. Yep. I don't know.
You never know. It's like when you're petting a cat.
Now what is it, Magic?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, it's almost like when you pet a cat. It's like, for some reason, like those first couple pets, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden you're getting bit, you're getting attacked for no reason, just something that switched. The intrusive thoughts might win. I have no control over that in the ring.
So you get straight primal in there, it sounds like, and going in there with poor Nurse Micah.
Oh yeah, that's our true form, man. Nobody wants to talk about that. That's our true form. Is that like eat, hunt, fuck, repeat? Like that's what's buried down in this goddamn ape brain, and even deeper than that in that lizard mollusk brain. Like that's what's deep down there. So like you can embrace it like I have, or you can keep fighting it, but it's just gonna be more painful.
Hell yeah.
Damn, now I'm conflicted. I'm thinking eat, fuck, hunt, repeat might be a great title for this podcast. I love it. That's fantastic.
Source all your own food. Like, stop buying shit from grocery stores. Source all of your own food, as much of it as you can. Learn how to grow. You want a fucking hobby? You have nothing to do. Learn to fucking grow shit. Grow all of your own fucking produce, everything. You'd be amazed at what you could fucking make and survive on if you learn how to preserve stuff. Stop eating fucking carbs. Like I'm straight carnivore diet. I don't eat anything other than animal products. So eggs, beef, chicken, fish, raw milk, and that's about it.
No doubt. Okay. I'm thinking Honey Badger needs her own damn podcast.
It'll change my goddamn life. I'm telling y'all. You just gotta embrace that. Like, yes, you absolutely want 10 acres in the middle of nowhere. Like, just embrace that. You don't have to be addicted to your 9-to-5 cubicle, and your Whole Foods Uber deliveries. Like, come back to nature. Return to feral.
Damn. I gotta fucking get behind the bombs in the bomb shelter, man. She's dropping knowledge bombs, son.
Man, I'll tell you, quite the podcast. Quite the podcast. We definitely invite you back on sooner than later. We definitely wish you the best tagging with an old rival and against the Jeff Paul World Order. New Kensington coming up this Friday. Tell everybody to come out just for that match. Are you excited for that one, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for any match I can watch, man. All these ladies and gentlemen, just put it down, man. I have such a good time.
For real. It's definitely been a pleasure. Before we let her go, Lawrence, do you have any final thoughts, final questions, anything?
You heard what I said about the ideas for the name of the podcast. I think those are fantastic. But I did want to throw out that I did want to let the audience know, and any of the RSW crew that listens to this podcast, I did get a text while we were doing the podcast from Scott Baxter.
Oh, okay.
And he just wanted thanks to everybody for the prayers and wishes and for the get well soon and have a speedy recovery. He wants to let everybody know he finally left the bathroom from the Monaga show to RSW for Krampus Mania 2. He's doing great, and he appreciates everybody.
Good. I'm glad. Just don't make him nervous. Let him rest. Let him heal. Let him get some hydrated shit. I'm sure he's dehydrated. Get that man some Gatorade. You probably don't know, Badger, but our friend Scott Baxter, definitely a traumatic experience as well at Monongah. We won't get into that. We wish him the best. We thank you. Before I let you go, Honey Badger, do you have any words to inspire our listeners? Any advice? You give them plenty of advice, but any final thoughts?
Yeah, man, just if you're like a young kid in the game, like please take it from somebody who has to kind of live with the consequences of not putting in the effort when you were like young and fresh and had time. Please put it all in, or don't put it in at all, because all you're gonna do is create your own self-spiraling misery. Like, it's okay to go, you know what, I'm not cut out for this. You know what, this isn't for me. You know, I'm not saying there's not great underdog stories, but it's okay to say this isn't for me if you're not going to put it in, because this life it's like living a double life at times. And sometimes, you know, that at-home life and trying to keep up in this business, because she's a more feral, ruthless bitch than I could ever dream to be. But put it all in the beginning, man. Like, take your diet seriously, take going to the gym seriously, like, try to keep your mouth shut and like just not have opinions about any of that outside bullshit. Like, just learn to be respectful. And again, if you remember nothing, if Honey Badger doesn't have any other lesson for you, it's that shutting the fuck up is the best superpower you can have.
Oh, God.
Please take that to heart, listeners.
Oh, God, I was hoping you were going to say that again. That's good shit.
Definitely. Another banger. That's how we do around here. Another grade A quality human guest. I'm so proud of what we're doing. I'm so proud of all these folks we talk to. We're so blessed to talk to just top-notch people. And Honey Badger, of course, top-notch. We can't thank you enough. Can't wait to see you Kick-Ass Friday. It's been Spooky Lou. I want you to live your dreams, but don't take no shit. Yeah, all the advice that she said, I agree with. But I do like to eat some occasional vegetables. I like my meat, but we'll discuss that later. That's fine, whatever. But everything she said was true. I agree. And
absolutely.
Yeah, for real. It's been another banger. We love you. Come out to New Ken. Come out and experience RSW. I hope to see you there. Give me a high five. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Love one another. Enjoy your evening. Just enjoy shit. Be happy. If you don't watch wrestling to bitch about it, just quit. Just be happy. Be happy. It's the fucking holidays. Call your family. Tell them you love them. I'm ranting again. I love you. Peace out.
And introducing his opponent, standing at 5 feet tall and hailing from Cape Town, South Africa, she is Honey Badger!
This young lady was dubbed the fiercest female in Rise, but she is not the same young lady that we saw before. The war with the Grindhouse has scarred the Badger. Clearly, she will never be the same.
I had a Honey Badger before.
Oh, God. Like a kamikaze off the apron launching herself into war. And think about it, Paul. In a standard matchup, you can get a quick win with a roll-up with an inside cradle for a 3 center of gravity to generate some offense.
Oh,
man.
Right into the chair.
Celebration of Rise. has been unsettling to say the
In
least.
these past 2 matches, the Grindhouse has definitely brought this house down. Badger now fighting back with those clotheslines, continuing to knock Noir right off his feet.
Look out.
What's she going for here? Back suplex.
Noir bounces off the canvas.
Now Badger with the chair. What's she going to do here?
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Look out.
She just nailed him.
And he may be out cold. I can't tell from our vantage point. And she's willing to risk her own body.
Yeah, how much damage did that do to Badger as well as Noir?
Oh, look out. Noir puts on the brakes.
Oh.
Badger does not. Her head collides with a steel chair yet again. High risk here.
Superplex.
Noir defiant till the end. Oh, God! Right across the top of the skull.